Imagine digging through your old coin jar and stumbling upon a single penny that could change your life forever. What if I told you that a 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth up to $4 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single penny could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Sounds crazy, right? But before you toss that old change aside, let me show you why this seemingly ordinary coin is creating millionaires. The story behind this rare penny is packed with mystery, rarity, and the kind of value that could make your heart race, and let's be real, who wouldn't want to turn pocket change into a fortune? Stick with me to the end, because if you have one of these pennies, your life might never be the same again. But here's the catch, only a few people know exactly what to look for, and the clock is ticking before collectors snap them all up. Back in 2009, the U.S. Mint released a special series of Lincoln pennies to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. These pennies featured unique designs highlighting different phases of Lincoln's life. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark, making them extremely rare. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how rare can they really be? Well, let's put it this way. Rare enough that collectors and investors are willing to drop millions of dollars just to get their hands on one. That's right, a tiny mistake at the US Mint has turned these coins into modern-day treasure chests. But wait, how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? Here's what to check. Look at the obverse, head side, of the penny. If there's no mint mark below the date, you might have a jackpot in your hands. Next, check the condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. Lastly, get it authenticated. Professional grading services can verify if your penny is truly worth millions. Now, you may be wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Well, the secret lies in demand. Coin collectors are obsessed with errors and rarity. The fewer there are in circulation, the higher the value skyrockets. And let's be honest, when something is rare and people want it, the price only goes in one direction, up. But here's the twist, some of these pennies have already been sold for record-breaking prices. And guess what? The highest recorded sale price keeps climbing. Picture this, you dig through your old collection, pull out a dusty 2009 penny, and suddenly realize you're holding a fortune. Now, imagine letting it slip away because you didn't know its true value. That's the nightmare scenario we're here to avoid. Collectors and auction houses are actively hunting for these rare pennies, and the prices are still rising. But here's the harsh truth, if you don't act fast, someone else will cash in on this golden opportunity while you're still debating whether to check your change. And just a heads up, if you think this is the only penny worth millions, think again. There are even more hidden treasures lurking in your change, and in my next video, I'll reveal another coin that could make you insanely rich. So, if you don't want to miss out on turning small change into a massive payday, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to be the person who hears about another millionaire making coin and realizes you let it slip through your fingers. Time is running out, and rare coins don't wait for anyone. Will you be the next person to strike gold, or will someone else cash in on your fortune? The choice is yours. They say a penny saved is a penny earned, but what if I told you that a single 1968 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $3.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. A tiny copper coin that could turn your life around in an instant. But before you start digging through your change jar, listen closely, because not all 1968 pennies are created equal, and only a rare few hold the secret to unimaginable wealth. Imagine this. You're sifting through an old box of coins, maybe one passed down from a grandparent. The pennies look ordinary, nothing special. But then, one catches your eye. It has an S mint mark right below the date, and it just feels different. That's exactly what happened to one lucky collector who unknowingly held on to a rare 1968 penny for years before realizing its true value. And when he did, well, let's just say he never had to work another day in his life. But what makes this coin so valuable? What hidden secret could transform an everyday penny into a multi-million-dollar jackpot? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for, and how you might be holding on to a fortune without even knowing it. Now, before you start raiding your piggy bank, let's talk about why this coin is worth so much. The 1968 penny was minted in San Francisco, and while millions were produced, only a handful have the error that makes them ultra-valuable. This is a rare minting error that occurs when the design is accidentally stamped twice, slightly misaligned. If you look at Lincoln's profile, the date, or the word Liberty, and see a doubling effect, congratulations, you might be looking at one of the rarest coins in existence. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The higher the grade, the higher the value. If your 1968 penny is in near-perfect condition, meaning no scratches, no wear, and a shiny, flawless surface, it could fetch a life-changing price at auction. Think about that for a second. A single, tiny coin hiding in your home right now could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. But don't get too comfortable yet, because there's one more thing you must know before you cash in. You've checked your coin, and it looks promising. Now what? Do you just slap it on eBay and hope for the best? Absolutely not. This is where many people make a costly mistake. Get it authenticated. Send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. This official certification is the difference between selling for thousands or millions. Find the right auction house. Not all auction houses specialize in rare coins. You need one that attracts serious collectors willing to pay big bucks. Time it right. Rare coins spike in value when the market is hot. Knowing when to sell can mean the difference between a six-figure payday and a seven-figure one. But here's the kicker, not everyone wants you to know this. Some collectors and dealers are banking on people selling their rare coins for a fraction of their true value. And that's why knowledge is power. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is insane. What if I've had one of these coins sitting in my drawer for years? Well, the only way to find out is to start looking. Because right now, as we speak, these 1968 double-die pennies are out there, hiding in collections, buried in old change jars, waiting for someone like you to uncover them. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coins. Because the next life-changing discovery could be sitting in your hands right now. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be sitting on $1 million penny without even realizing it. Until next time, happy hunting. Penny in your hand. Now, imagine that same penny is worth a life-changing $3.50 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. Somewhere out there, an ordinary-looking 1975 Lincoln penny could turn someone into an overnight millionaire. Could that someone be you? Before you dismiss this as just another internet rumor, let me tell you, this penny is the real deal. Collectors are paying fortunes for rare variations, and you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. But here's the catch, 99% of people who own this coin have no idea what it's actually worth, and if you think you don't have a rare penny, you might want to check again. Because the next 10 minutes could change your life forever. Let's get straight to the facts. In 1975, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies. But hidden among them are a handful of ultra-rare error coins, coins that were accidentally struck with mistakes that make them worth an absolute fortune today. So, what makes these 1975 pennies so special? Here's what you need to look for: off-center strikes. If your penny's design is misaligned, it could be worth thousands. Double-die errors, letters and numbers that appear doubled mean big money. Unusual mint marks, a missing or misplaced mint mark could turn your penny into pure gold. High-grade condition, a nearly flawless 1975 penny, graded MS 67 or higher, has already been auctioned for over $3.50 million. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, but why would anyone pay millions for a penny? Well, here's the thing. Collectors are obsessed with history, rarity, and perfection. The fewer rare pennies exist, the higher their value skyrockets. And right now, wealthy collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on one of these ultra-rare 1975 Lincoln pennies. Still not convinced? Let's talk real auction results. Just last year, a collector walked away with a jaw-dropping multi-million-dollar payday after selling a pristine 1975 penny. And guess what? That same collector admitted he almost spent the penny years ago, not knowing its true worth. Imagine how much money he would have lost, which brings us to the biggest question of all: what if you have one and don't even know it? Now, here's where it gets serious. Time is running out. These rare pennies are disappearing into private collections, and once they're gone forever. You don't want to be the person who finds $1 million coin, only to accidentally spend it on a vending machine snack. Check your change jar, old piggy banks, and even couch cushions. That penny you've been ignoring for years might be the key to financial freedom. Examine every 1975 penny under good lighting. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or any unusual features. Get it professionally graded. A certified coin expert can tell you exactly how much your penny is worth, and if you find a rare one, congratulations, you just discovered a life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Rare pennies are making people rich every day, and the next big discovery could be yours. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more life-changing coin discoveries. And don't forget to share this with someone who might unknowingly be sitting on a fortune. Now go check your pennies, because the next millionaire might just be watching this video right now. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but what if I told you a simple penny in your pocket could be worth a life-changing fortune? Imagine finding a 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark and realizing it could make you a millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? Well, hold on tight, because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about this rare penny, its hidden value, and how you could be sitting on a jackpot without even knowing it. Back in 1978, millions of pennies were minted, most of them bearing the D or S mint marks for Denver and San Francisco. But what if yours has no mint mark at all? That's where things get interesting. Some of these no mint mark pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but not all of them are special. Only a select few have rare errors and specific characteristics that drive their value into the millions. The real question is, do you have one of these ultra-valuable coins in your collection? Imagine this: a man in Ohio stumbles upon a handful of old pennies in his grandfather's drawer. He almost tosses them aside, thinking, it's just pocket change. But something tells him to take a closer look. And guess what? One of those pennies turns out to be a 1978 no mint mark penny with a rare error. He gets it professionally graded, and within weeks, it sells at auction for over $3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. $3 million. Before you start tearing through your piggy bank, let's talk about what makes these pennies so valuable. The secret lies in three key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. First, the fewer there are, the higher the price goes. Second, pristine, untouched coins can fetch significantly more than worn-out ones. And third, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins with unique errors or perfect details. This combination is what turns an everyday penny into a millionaire's dream. Now, let's break down the exact errors and characteristics you need to look for. One of the biggest factors: a double die error. This happens when the design is imprinted twice, causing a slight but valuable doubling effect. It's like winning the lottery but on a tiny, copper surface. Another rare feature: off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably misaligned. The more dramatic the error, the higher the price. And here's a kicker: some of these pennies were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other coins, making them even rarer. Feeling excited? Good. But here's where urgency kicks in. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Collectors and investors are paying record-breaking prices, and the demand is skyrocketing. But here's the catch: the longer you wait, the more the market could change. What's worth millions today might not hold the same value in the future. Or worse, that penny sitting in your drawer could get damaged, instantly reducing its worth. Now, you might be thinking, but how do I know if I have one? The answer is simple. Grab your old pennies, especially those from 1978, and examine them carefully under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, misalignments, or unusual features. If anything looks out of the ordinary, you need to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. They'll certify its authenticity and determine its true market value, but don't just take my word for it. Remember the Ohio man? He didn't believe it at first either. Until he held that $1 million check in his hands. Imagine what that kind of money could do for you. Pay off your mortgage, retire early, travel the world, all because of a single penny. And now, here's the $1 million question. Could you be the next lucky collector to cash in on a fortune? Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal the top mistakes that could cost you thousands when selling rare coins. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. 1988 D. Lincoln penny could be worth up to $3.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a tiny 1-cent coin could hold the key to financial freedom. But before you start digging through your change jar, let me tell you exactly why this coin is so valuable and how you can spot one. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because if you have one of these in your possession, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. So, what makes this 1988 D penny so special? Is it a rare metal? A minting error? A hidden secret left behind by the US Mint? Here's the deal. The 1988 D penny has a critical design error that collectors are desperately searching for. It's known as the 1988 D transitional reverse penny, and it's all because of a small yet crucial mistake by the US Mint. In 1988, the Mint was preparing for the new design that would be officially released in 1989. However, some pennies were accidentally struck using the wrong die, specifically, a 1989 reverse die on a 1988 penny. This means the coin has the obverse of a 1988 penny but the reverse of a 1989 penny. This microscopic difference makes this coin one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discovered. And here's where things get wild. Some of these pennies have already sold for staggering prices. One recently fetched over $3.1 million at auction. Now, before you start thinking, come on, how can a tiny minting error be worth millions? Just remember that collectors will pay insane amounts for rare coins, especially when they're part of a transitional series. The real question is, could you have one of these pennies in your collection? Because if you do, your life could change instantly. Alright, now let's talk about the exact steps to check if you have this $1 million penny. Grab your 1988 D Lincoln pennies, and here's what you need to look for: the reverse design. Look at the back of your coin. If it has the FG initials closer to the Lincoln Memorial and a distinct 1989 style spacing, you might have struck gold. Use a magnifying glass. This error is nearly impossible to see with the naked eye. A simple jeweler's loupe or a coin microscope will do the trick. Compare with a regular 1988 D penny, line it up with a normal one. If you notice a difference in the reverse design, you could be holding a fortune. Now, if you think you found one, don't rush off to the first buyer you find. Here's the right way to cash in on your rare penny. Get it authenticated. Contact a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can verify if your coin is genuine. Auction it for maximum value. List it at a major auction house, because collectors will bid like crazy for this coin. Don't get scammed. There are shady buyers out there trying to snag these coins for pennies on the dollar. Always work with reputable dealers, and just like that, your simple 1-cent coin could turn into a multi-million-dollar windfall. Now, here's the $1 million question. What would you do with $3.1 million? Would you retire early? Buy your dream home? Travel the world? Well, before you start making those plans, you might want to check your pocket change first. Oh, and if you think this is unbelievable, just wait till you hear about the next rare penny that's hiding in plain sight. But that's a story for another video, so don't forget to like and subscribe, because you never know what hidden fortune you might be sitting on. Did you just stumble upon an old penny lying around? What if I told you that a single 1997 D Lincoln penny could be worth up to $3 million? Yes, you heard that right. That tiny copper coin in your pocket might just be your golden ticket. But here's the catch: most people have no idea what to look for, and they end up giving away their fortune without realizing it. Don't make that mistake. By the time this video ends, you'll know exactly how to identify a rare 1997 D penny that could make you a millionaire overnight. Let's start with a shocking fact: many of these rare pennies are still in circulation. That means your next grocery store change or the jar of pennies collecting dust on your shelf could be hiding a life-changing treasure. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Some of these pennies contain unique errors and features that skyrocket their value. The key is knowing what to look for. So what makes the 1997 D penny so valuable? It all comes down to errors and minting anomalies. One of the most famous errors is the double die obverse, where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled. Another high-value variation is the off-center strike. If the design isn't perfectly centered, you could be holding a fortune. And let's not forget the ultra-rare transitional error, where the coin was struck on a different metal planchet. These aren't just minor mistakes, they are jackpot-winning details that collectors will pay top dollar for. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I find one of these rare coins? Do I need a magnifying glass? A treasure map? The good news is, you don't need to be a numismatic expert. A simple way to start is by checking the date, mint mark, and any visible errors. Grab a magnifier, examine the coin closely, and compare it to authenticated high-value pennies online. And here's a tip: if you think you've got something special, don't rush to sell it at your local pawn shop. They might offer you a few bucks when your coin is actually worth thousands, or even millions. Speaking of value, let's talk numbers. While an average 1997 D penny is worth face value, rare error coins have sold for staggering amounts at auctions. In fact, some of these pennies have fetched over $1 million, with the highest sale reaching an unbelievable $3 million. Imagine finding one of these in your coin jar. Would you still be tossing pennies aside, if your heart just skipped a beat? Good. That's the excitement of knowing you might have a hidden fortune in your home right now. But here's the urgent part: you're not the only one looking for these valuable coins. Collectors and investors are hunting them down as we speak. The longer you wait, the higher the chance that someone else cashes in before you. So, what's next? If you think you found a valuable 1997 D penny, your first step is to get it professionally graded. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and certify your coin, giving it an official value. This is crucial because collectors will pay significantly more for a certified coin than one without proper verification. Now, imagine this: you've identified a rare 1997 D penny. You get it graded. The expert confirms it's an ultra-rare variety. Suddenly, you're in an auction room, or even better, online, where collectors are bidding like crazy, driving the price higher and higher. The final bid? $3 million. How would that change your life? Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Check your coins, educate yourself, and take action. Because the next time you hear someone say, "It's just a penny," you'll know better. That, just a penny, might be the key to your financial freedom. And if you think this information was valuable, just wait until you hear about the next rare coin that could be hiding in your home right now. Stay tuned. Imagine waking up one morning, digging through your old coin jar, and realizing you've been sitting on a small fortune. That one ordinary-looking penny, worth up to $7 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the shocking truth behind the 1964 D Lincoln penny, a coin that could turn your spare change into life-changing wealth. Let's be honest. Most people don't even glance at their pennies. They sit in jars, collect dust in drawers, or get thrown into vending machines. But what if I told you that hidden among them could be a coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors would pay a small fortune just to get their hands on it? That's exactly the case with the 1964 D Lincoln penny. Before you run off to check your couch cushions, let's talk about why this penny is so valuable. The 1964 D penny was minted in Denver, and at first glance, it looks like any other. But here's where things get crazy: certain errors and rare variations in this coin have made it one of the most sought-after pieces in numismatic history. Some have misprints, some have double dies, and a select few have anomalies so rare that they can command millions at auction. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if my 1964 D penny is worth life-changing money? Great question. The key is in the details. Look for doubling in the lettering, mint marks that appear off-centered, or a higher than usual relief. These tiny mistakes are what turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot, and here's where it gets even more exciting. Collectors and investors are constantly on the hunt for these rare coins, and in recent years, the market for rare pennies has exploded. A high-grade 1964 D penny in pristine condition has fetched up to $7 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that could buy you a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or even early retirement. Now, I know what you're thinking, this is insane. How do I cash in? That's exactly what we're about to cover next. But first, quick question, when's the last time you actually looked at a penny before tossing it into a jar? Be honest, the key to turning your loose change into serious money is getting your coin authenticated. Condition is everything. A small scratch or wear can mean the difference between a fortune and just another penny in your pocket. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's authenticity and rarity, which is crucial if you're looking to sell for top dollar. And here's something you won't believe, there are still undiscovered 1964 D pennies out there. People find them in old coin collections, hidden in forgotten stashes, even tucked away in their grandparents' belongings. The next one could be sitting in your very own home right now. Now, before you go searching, let me leave you with one last thought. What if the difference between you and a life of financial freedom is just one lucky penny? Would you take the time to look? Because somewhere out there, someone is sitting on a fortune, completely unaware. So, check your coins, get them graded, and who knows? You might just be the next person to cash in on a $7 million penny. And if you do find one, well, let's just say you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Don't forget to subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. You never know which one could change your life next. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, the same one that's been collecting dust for years. You pick up a 1976 D Lincoln penny, thinking it's just another ordinary coin. But what if I told you that same penny could be worth up to $6 million? Yes, you heard that right, one tiny coin that could change your life forever. Now, before you toss your old pennies back in the jar, listen up. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking truth behind the 1976 D penny, what makes it so valuable, how to identify if you have the rare one, and most importantly, how you can cash in big. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just become a millionaire overnight. Let's start with the basics. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, during the year of America's bicentennial, a historic time when people were collecting coins like crazy. Millions of these pennies were produced, so why are some worth a fortune? Here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were struck using a rare experimental composition, others have unique errors that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Think of it like a golden lottery ticket hiding in plain sight. One of the most famous and valuable errors is the double die obverse, where the details of Lincoln's portrait or the words, "In God We Trust," appear doubled. If you spot this on your penny, don't scream just yet, but you might want to sit down. Some of these have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. And if you think that's crazy, wait until I tell you about the ones that have gone for millions. But before we get to that, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at your pocket change? Seriously, when was the last time you checked those old pennies sitting in your car's cup holder or inside your couch? Because that's where some of the most valuable coins are hiding. Imagine losing $6 million to the depths of your couch. Now that's a scary thought. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the record-breaking 1976 D penny sale. At a high-profile auction, one of these pennies with a rare minting error shocked the world when it sold for nearly $6 million. That's right. A single penny. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a lucky fluke. More and more collectors are paying top dollar for rare pennies like this, and demand is only growing. So the real question is, do you have one of these hidden treasures? Here's what you need to do right now. Grab a magnifying glass, check your coin's date, look for doubling in the lettering, and see if there's anything unusual about the mint mark. If you find something suspicious, don't panic, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, and if you think this is just another internet myth, remember this: the people who doubted before are the same ones who missed out on life-changing fortunes. The question is, are you going to be one of them? Or are you going to take action and see if you've been sitting on a small fortune all along? If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more shocking coin discoveries. And don't forget to check out our other videos, because the next rare penny jackpot could be hiding in your collection right now. See you in the next one, and happy hunting. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered, could this tiny coin be worth a fortune? Well, hold on to your seats because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about a 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth up to $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. $5 million. And the craziest part? You might have one lying around your house right now. Now, before you toss that change jar upside down, let's dive into the story behind this ultra-rare coin. Because trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail, especially if you want a shot at life-changing wealth. Let's start with a little backstory. The U.S. Mint has been producing Lincoln pennies for over a century, but in 1987, something unusual happened. Typically, pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, while those from Denver and San Francisco bear a small D or S. However, there's a rare error coin from 1987 that takes this to an entirely new level. Instead of being a standard-issue Philadelphia penny, this one has a unique die error, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. And here's where things get really interesting. In auctions, some of these error coins have sold for staggering amounts, and experts predict their value could climb even higher. But what exactly makes them so valuable? Is it just a fluke, or is there a hidden reason collectors and investors are willing to pay millions for a simple penny? Let's break it down. First, the scarcity. Only a handful of these pennies exist, and many are still unaccounted for, sitting in drawers, old piggy banks, or coin collections. Second, demand. The coin collecting community is buzzing over this rare find, and when collectors compete, prices skyrocket. And third, the condition. A pristine, uncirculated example can fetch a jaw-dropping fortune, while even a worn one can still be worth thousands. But here's the big question: how do you know if you have one? Imagine this: you're sorting through your pocket change, and suddenly, you spot a 1987 penny with no mint mark. Your heart starts racing. Could this be it? Could this be your golden ticket? Before you start celebrating, here's what you need to check. Turn the coin under a bright light and look closely at the details. Are there any unusual features? Sharp edges? Striking misprints? And most importantly, does it match the characteristics of known million-dollar specimens? And here's the kicker: most people who had one of these pennies didn't even realize its worth until it was too late. Some were spent at grocery stores, others tossed into parking meters, lost forever. Could you imagine unknowingly spending $5 million on a pack of gum? But don't panic just yet, because if you do find one, you need to act fast. Coins like these are skyrocketing in value, and the market for rare pennies is hotter than ever. The next step: getting your coin professionally appraised. A reputable coin grading service can authenticate it and potentially unlock your fortune. So, now the $1 million, or should I say $5 million, question: do you have one of these rare pennies sitting somewhere in your home? There's only one way to find out. Start searching, start checking, and who knows? This could be your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to turn a single penny into generational wealth. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more secrets on rare coins that could make you rich. And if you think this is unbelievable, wait until you see what I reveal in the next video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Did you ever think that a simple penny sitting in your old jar could be worth up to $4 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single, ordinary-looking 1991 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, could turn you into a millionaire overnight. But here's the catch: 99% of people don't even realize they own one. Are you sitting on a fortune without knowing it? Imagine this: you find an old penny in your drawer, take it to a coin dealer, and suddenly, you're looking at a check with more zeros than your phone number. Feels like winning the lottery, doesn't it? But only if you know exactly what to look for. Stay with me because, in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why this rare penny is worth millions, how to identify it, and most importantly, how you can cash in before it's too late. Now, let's get into it. The 1991 Lincoln penny usually has a small letter under the date, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But in rare cases, some were struck without a mint mark. These are the ones breaking auction records and making collectors lose their minds. But here's the million-dollar question, literally: why is this penny so rare? It's all about a shocking mistake at the US Mint. A few pennies were accidentally struck using a die meant for proof coins, without a mint mark. This tiny error turned a regular 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. But only a handful exist, and collectors are in an all-out war to find them. And before you roll your eyes and think, "There's no way I have one," let me tell you about a man who did. He found a no-mint mark penny in his pocket change, thought it was a joke, and almost spent it at a gas station. Thank goodness he didn't. Instead, he got it checked, and boom, he walked away with life-changing money. Can you imagine that? Finding a coin worth more than a luxury mansion. The question is, could you be next? So how do you find out if you have the golden ticket? First, grab any 1991 penny you have. Check under the date. If there's no mint mark, don't get too excited yet. There's one more test. You'll need to check with a magnifying glass or take it to a coin expert for authentication. Now here's where the urgency kicks in: these rare pennies are skyrocketing in value. Just last year, one sold for nearly $4 million at auction. And as more collectors hunt for them, prices will only go higher. But guess what? That also means fakes are flooding the market. Don't fall for scams. Get your coin verified by a trusted grading service. But wait, what if you don't have one? Does that mean you're out of luck? Not at all. Because right now, there are still undiscovered treasures hiding in coin jars, old drawers, and even pocket change. And if you know what to look for, the next big discovery could be yours. So don't just sit there, check your coins. Because while most people ignore their spare change, a lucky few will turn a single penny into a fortune. The only question is, will you be one of them? If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries. Your next big payday could be hiding in plain sight. Realizing it could be worth up to $2 million. Sounds crazy, right? But that's the reality for some lucky owners of a rare 2006 D Lincoln penny. But here's the kicker: most people don't even realize they have one. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without knowing it? Stay with me because, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to sell it, and how to turn that tiny coin into life-changing wealth. Now, let's go back to 2006. A year most people remember for MySpace, flip phones, and the rise of social media. But in the coin collecting world, something special happened. The Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies, but a rare error and a few unique variations made some of these coins astronomically valuable. You might be wondering, how does a common coin turn into a jackpot? The answer lies in minting errors and rare die varieties. The most sought-after 2006 D penny has a double die error, meaning the design was struck twice, creating a visible doubling effect. This mistake, combined with its pristine condition, can skyrocket its value into the 6 or even 7 figures. And yes, I said 7 figures, meaning this penny could be worth more than your house. Now, before you go dumping out every jar of change in your home, let's talk about the key features that make this penny worth a fortune. First, check the mint mark, D for Denver. Next, inspect Lincoln's image. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice any doubling or unusual markings, you might be holding a rare find. Still not convinced? Let me hit you with this. A coin collector recently cashed in on a 2006 D Lincoln penny for over $1.50 million. And here's the shocking part, he found it in pocket change. That's right, he didn't dig it up from a hidden treasure chest or buy it at an auction. He simply paid attention to the details most people overlook. So, what do you do if you think you have one? First, do not spend it. I repeat, do not use it to buy coffee. Next, get it authenticated. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its rarity and set an official market value. Once you have that in hand, auction houses, high-end collectors, and online marketplaces are ready to throw serious cash your way. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What if you don't have this rare penny? Should you just give up? Absolutely not. There are hundreds of rare coins in circulation right now, hidden in plain sight. And if you know what to look for, you can start turning pennies into paydays. So, tell me, when was the last time you checked your spare change? Because right now, you could be holding a fortune and not even realize it. If you want to know more about other valuable pennies hiding in your home, don't forget to subscribe. Your next coin could be the key to financial freedom. Now, go check your pockets. You just might be a millionaire and not even know it.